YouTube, what the crap's going on? Yes, I'm actually bringing this from the loading screen so you all can see the ridiculous army of Shetland Apache here in its fullest. The large armies button was obviously clicked to be enabled in what is going to be an absolutely wild FFA. I'm going to introduce you to the armies. So this army right here, and you can see that my game is like completely glitching out, and it's because of Shetland's army. It's quite hilarious. You'll see. So my Intel i9 9900K is going to be melting in the process of this video for your entertainment. Speaking of which, your entertainment, I'm doing a deluge of videos here because of the outpouring of support on the streams last night. I promised that I would put together a huge reward for all the people who were being so awesomely supportive. So, in any case, here we go. This is a Skaven Death Star, complete with a Hell Pit Abomination, a couple of furnaces, and we got the Blight Scab's Plague Pack, the Unbreakable Council Guard, and then a couple of Warlock Engineers in here with their armor, and it's all led by Lord Skrolk. As for the Norskin army, it is all trolls, so they are trolling away. We got Ice Trolls, and the Troll King, Throg, and Throg has definitely intentions to go vomit on the Skaven, which anybody would if they were near enough to smell them. This is the Bretonnian army that will make my computer die. It is a massive ball of peasants and men-at-arms led by Alberic de Bordelot, and there is a damsel and stuff in there. And then we have a big piggy army over here. So lots of Razor Gore herds, Minotaurs, and then a Beast Lord and a Shaman on a chariot. The Skaven Death Star was vomited on by Throg, and then Throg's forces are going to engage it. Throg's forces do have the Winter Tooth Crown with them, which can make them unbreakable for a period of time, but without it, they have to be very careful because their trolls will be terrified by the Hell Pit Abomination. The giant ball of Bretonnians is attacking from behind, and obviously, right now, a burning head would do ungodly damage to the Bretonnians, but no one has one available. There are some breath spells and lightning available to the Skaven, and the Skaven are going to use those. You see here, this cone attacks, causing tremendous damage. But there's some really crafty stuff here being played, like Wissen's Wild Form being played on the Bretonnian player, which is giving them all armor and extra weapon damage, which is kind of cool because it makes their army a lot more survivable. And you can see the attack of the pigs here, and rip my frame rate as we zoom in on this. The pigs, despite their ferocious attack, are just getting completely overweighted by men-at-arms and peasants. Meanwhile, in the main blob, the trolls just keep getting thrown out of the fight because of terror, and we have Minotaurs that got thrown into the game as well. And with the Council Guard and the Blight Scab's Plague Pack here, the Skaven are going to actually be relatively unbreakable within their blob, and then the Warpstone armor on those Warlock Engineers is just going to be eating away at anything within the radius as long as they're in melee. And so the amount of damage that the Skaven are causing is absolutely through the roof right now, and that's why they're in first place. We're going to see some attacks by the Norskin Warhounds over here, which was the only non-troll unit brought, and it's trying to slow down these Minotaurs while all the different trolls regroup and decide that they may want to come back and fight. They got to think about it. Their lord may be able to convince them to do this, and again, the low frame rates and stuttering in this is just going to have to be tolerated because this is an hilarious FFA, and I couldn't not show you all this because I've never seen anything quite like it with this giant ball of Bretonnians. Here they are getting Skavened on again. Look at the swath that spell is cutting through them. It's pretty unreal. The Furnaces and the Warlock Engineers, a few Council Guard, and Blight Scab Plague Pack remain. The Hell Pit Abomination is still trying to cut his way through, so obviously still a lot of terror. And the Bretonnian player here memeing away and doing a good job at memeing away. I mean, just look at the numbers that have to be taken down by your enemies in order to succeed here. Now, Throg's army was regrouping, but got completely pounced on by the Beastmen with their piggies and their cows here. Sounds like an old McDonald song brought to life in Warhammer. But the trolls, I just don't know where they mix into all that. I guess old McDonald had some trolls as well. So there they go, chasing them out of the fight, and the Warhounds will be useful for that, which means that now the Beastmen can be brought to bear in this Skaven versus Bretonnia brawl over here, where it is the giant blob brawl. Oh, how much I wish I could have seen the Lore of Fire be present in this battle. What it would have done to this Bretonnian blob would have been entertainment for the ages, but this is still pretty awesome. All this white coloring right now on all these units is that warpstone armor taking away the life as those guys are in melee with the warlock engineers. So that's why you're getting all that white animation, and it's so tightly packed that you're seeing it like this. Look over here. Got Alberic trying to do some damage to the fighting beastmen and Skaven, going for both of them. Alberic is amidst this blob. We will never see him based on the current nonsense that's going on in there. Here comes some Centaurs trying to charge into the back of the Skaven Death Star, which has been whittled away at significantly. But it is still powering its way through these Bretonnians and causing tremendous damage. Let's take a look at the health bars. The Hell Pit Abomination is in pretty decent shape right now, and the breath spells continue to come out and have just wreaked havoc on the Bretonnian blob, most of which is dead at this point. The Beastmen, though, coming in strong late here, having let Bretonnia and Skaven kind of whittle each other out. The Beastmen have a pretty solid chance of winning, but we will see, because there are still quite a lot of Skaven, and you can see that Warpstone armor is paying absolute dividends right now, as it is causing damage to pretty much everything on the battlefield while those guys are in melee. So a very nice pick for a Skaven Death Star indeed. You're going to see the Warp Lightning continue to come through. The Hell Pit Abomination is going to be getting assaulted by Minotaurs now, and this is going to be turning into a rather hairy predicament for the Hell Pit Abomination, because there's too many of those units for it to really handle well, and Minotaurs cause a lot of damage. And so we can see there that the Hell Pit Abomination was taken down. There is a unit of Skaven slaves who came out of its insides, which that is just so disgusting on every level. You can see that my computer is starting to recover now that most of the Bretonnians have been made into chum, and the battlefield is littered with their corpses at this point. One of the furnaces just went down, the other one is nearing its end, and so the Skaven start to run out of steam here. The two Grail Relics have been buffing the leadership of Alberic and keeping him in the fight for a very long time. He is fighting on foot, I believe, which means that he's going to ragdoll a lot and won't be particularly easy to kill. I think that's just a Beast Slayer of Baston right there. I haven't actually spotted Alberic at the moment. He's in here somewhere. At least I think he is. I don't believe they've killed him. Yeah, here he is. Well, he's just hard to spot amidst all this. Here he is, fighting with this trident against a pathetic storm vermin there. I say pathetic, that storm vermin's taking a beating and hanging in there. So we've got Alberic, his Grail Relics, and a few Beastmen as pretty much all that's left. There is a Warlock Engineer still in here, but they won't be able to last long in this kind of fight, though they are still continuing to cause damage on behalf of the Skaven. Here comes a Skaven Slave Spear that was, again, I think it was a summon, but it's regrouping and coming into the fight. And we've got the last few characters duking it out in here. I do believe that the Centaurs, the Gorbull, and the chariots for the Beastmen will help carry them to success in the remainder of this battle, though the Warlock Engineers, like I said, causing some nice damage. You can see it's still kind of slowly, it's actually not adding points for the Skaven, which kind of sucks for them. Yeah, all that damage doesn't appear to really be adding up for the Skaven. There's little stuff like that that needs to be addressed, but FFA is not exactly a competitive game mode, and so don't think that we're going to see CA in any hurry to come even look at something like that. Look at that disgusting Hell Pit Abomination dead there. It's a very nice backdrop for what's left of the battle, as these Warlock Engineers and Alberic getting punted around by the Beastmen. I mean, Alberic is very capable, but his leadership's going to fall apart without the Grail Relics, and he won't be able to stay in the fight, and then the Warlock Engineers are going to run away too. Did he just go through that corpse? That's impressive. Those guys have some magic that we can't even comprehend. So everything's routing. The Beast Slayers of Baston had regrouped back here, but that won't be for very long. These guys are much more cowardly at heart than they like to admit at the moment. They may have slain Beast, but they did not slay all the Beast on this battlefield, and nor will they. So the Beastmen are going to walk away with the ultimate Last Man Standing award here, but will it be enough to overcome the lead that the Skaven has? It says Pyrrhic victory for the Skaven. Let's go check out the end screen. And indeed, Sam Murphy hangs on to his lead by a mere few hundred points there as Romulan Dog nearly came in and took the victory because of 40% of his forces remaining. Shetland Apache coming in last, but coming in first in our hearts for having brought the peasant blob that we all wanted to see. I mean, Alberic is a true Lord of Bretonnia, and Shetland has proved that he is here too. Because who else doesn't bring all their peasants to the battlefield? Because now, if you think about it, in the next battle, Bretonnia's got all of its knights, and they've worn down all the enemies by having them kill all the peasants first. So, Shetland Apache, you really have won this game in our hearts. Zack's Bane with the all-troll army from Throg, I freaking love it. This is a meme that is hilarious, and we need to see more of with the troll army from the Troll King. Zack's Bane, I know it didn't work out here, but good on you, and I loved the initial vomiting on the Skaven, which I did not get on camera, but Throg did come out and vomit on the Skaven. Pretty good stuff. Romulan Dog here, coming in with the Beastman army that actually did become the last beast standing. Gotta love the piggy herds and the Minotaurs, all kinds of good fun in this army. And then Sam Morphy bringing the Skaven Death Star, which racked up untold number of kills. Actually, it is told the number of kills, but look at the kills here. 2,501 kills. Woo! Yeah, and these Warlock Engineers accounted for a huge number of that because of their armor, but really these Plague Priest here just absolutely tanking that Bretonnian blob. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I couldn't not show you all this replay. I know, lots of negatives in there, but this was too much fun. Too much fun. Lots of players in there that are clearly very skilled players because we've seen them in tournaments and stuff before, but this is one of the reasons why I tell you all to come play multiplayer. Yeah, these guys are competitive players, but look at them hopping in here too and just doing something goofy just for fun. You can play the game serious, you can play competitive, that's fun too in its own right, but you can see that everybody likes to just jump in and have a good time. Like, this was all just meme armies and stuff that people brought, and it's hilarious. And that's one of the things I love about Warhammer, is that it's fun at the competitive level, it's fun at the social level, and I can't encourage you all enough, if you aren't involved in it, jump into the Discord, come play battles. It's fun. You're missing out if you're not. And anyway, I'm going to be showing you all how to build a computer soon too. MSI is working with me on that. So if you don't have the game, or you don't have a computer to play the game, I'll be covering that soon. I've covered it before on the channel, but happy to cover it as much as I can because I love seeing people get into this community. I love being a part of it. Thanks for sending in this replay, guys. This was awesome. It's hilarious, and really enjoyed it. So, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all with more content soon.